Hi there, back again with me, Rati in Mami Beluga Investing. This video is a part of SGX STI series, and today I'm going to discuss Thai Beverage PLC with the stock symbol Y92. My quick take on Thai Beverage are 1. It is a big yet nimble company that can weather the crisis. 2. As like any great company, it demands a premium price. At the current price, it looks rather interesting. So how did I arrive at the above conclusion? Follow my analysis till the end. And please subscribe to my channel because it means a lot for me. Okay, a quick disclaimer. This is an amateur video. My main intention is to record my journey, learning and practicing investing from scratch. This video shouldn't replace any financial advice, neither suggestion to take up positions, buy or sell in the stock market. Please conduct your own research before making any decision. Finally, feel free to put your comments and suggestions in the comment section below. But please be nice to me as this is my first series analyzing Singapore stock. Okay, now let's move on to the company's profile. Okay, Thai Beverage, or better known as ThaiBev, is Thailand's largest and one of Southeast Asia's largest beverage company. On the screen we have ThaiBev international footprint. ThaiBev has distilleries in Thailand, UK and China. ThaiBev was founded on the 29th of October 2003 through the consolidation of 58 beer and spirits businesses, among them Chang Beer, second in the beer market after Singha. ThaiBev listed and traded in Singapore Stock Exchange or SGX since 2006 after failed attempt to be listed in Stock Exchange in Thailand or SET. Since then, it has been growing through several acquisitions. The first one was in 2008. In 2008, ThaiBev acquired a 43.9% stake of Oishi Group Public Company Limited, or Oishi. It then acquired additional Oishi shares via a tender offer in November, which resulted in ThaiBev holding more than 50% of the total shares in Oishi. ThaiBev's second acquisition one was in 2011. In that year, ThaiBev acquired 64.66% stake in Sermsup Public Company Limited, a leading beverage manufacturer and distributor in Thailand. Then, in 2013, ThaiBev successfully acquired 28.6% stake of Fraser and Neave Limited, a leading Singapore beverage publishing and printing company. In 2017, ThaiBev had a shopping spree. It acquired 3 companies. The first one was that we have on the screen, acquiring 75% stake in Myanmar Supply Chain and Marketing Services Co Limited and Myanmar Distillery Co Limited, or Grand Royal Group, which is the largest whiskey player in Myanmar. Okay, the second acquisition was in 2017, which was 43.59% stake in Saigon Beer Alcohol Beverage Corporation, or Sabeco, a leading beer producer and distributor in Vietnam. ThaiBev's third shopping spree in 2017 is the completion of 252 KFC franchise acquisition in Thailand. Okay, now let's look at some of ThaiBev's products. ThaiBev business segments include alcoholic, non-alcoholic beverage, food and logistics. The most well-known alcoholic beverage is the Chang beer. Some of ThaiBev's products that I'm familiar with are 100 Plus and Magnolia Milk. I still remember how aggressive the Magnolia Milk marketing was. It was sold directly in my daughter's kindergarten. Unfortunately, she didn't like it so much, which she would then bring them home by the end of the week. Okay, three other notable ThaiBev products come from the alcoholic beverage, and we have them on the screen here. As of the publication of their 2020 annual report, ThaiBev largest shareholder are Mr. Charon Sirivadhanabhakdi and his wife Kuningwana Sirivadhanabhakdi. Hopefully I didn't pronounce their name incorrectly. Okay, they jointly hold 65.87 shares of ThaiBev shares directly and indirectly. 45.26% are held directly, and the rest through complex multi-layer holding company, that is Siriwana Co. Limited, Max Stock Management Corp, and Group Limited. Okay, that means only about 20% share are traded in the stock exchange. Okay, now that was a quick profile of ThaiBev. Now let's look at their prospect, especially their ability to generate profit and weather through crisis. Okay, now we start with EPS, or earning per share. So here I plot the annualized earning per share of ThaiBev for the last 14 years, adjusted for any stock splits. Briefly, we can see that earnings have been growing rapidly since its listing in 2006. Okay, now let's look at the graph closer. In 2016, we can see a quite obvious drop in earnings. For me, this doesn't seem to correlate to any significant world event. In 2016 annual report, it didn't actually provide much explanation either, except for the mention of economic stagnation. Okay, ThaiBev earnings then increased significantly in 2017, a return to its 2006 to 2015 trend line. But it doesn't seem to last. Since then, the earnings have returned to its 2006-2015 growth trajectory. In 2018, earnings dropped significantly from the previous year, mainly attributed by increase in domestic beverage price and higher tax rates. Its earnings then slightly improved in 2019. ThaiBev seems to sail through the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic rather well, that their 2020 earnings doesn't seem to be impacted by COVID-19 pandemic that much. Their beer business has been impacted by the lockdown but remain quite profitable. Demand for its spirits product remained stable during the pandemic. The highest improvement seems to come from non-alcoholic beverages, that is, its recorded profits in 2020 as compared to loss in 2019. The only business line that seemed to record a loss for ThaiBev is its food department. Lockdown, the closing of malls, and limitation of dining out has impacted the sales in the food department. However, at least from its annual reports, it seems to be trying to address this issue by optimizing its delivery options and procedures. So, from here, I can see that there are two key points that cause me to think that ThaiBev is a nimble company for its huge size. Okay, the first one is because it quickly seems to pivot their food business from an emphasis to dine-in to delivery. And then second, it quickly set up investment for alcohol product for cleaning, mass production, in-house testing center, and health monitoring. Some of the much needed business line in the current pandemic environment. Okay, so we have seen how robust seem to be ThaiBev earning. So now let's take a look at how much of the profit have been distributed to the shareholder as dividend. Okay, to look at their dividend, here I plot three layers of information. The first is the annual dividend, plotted as a red round connected by a thick red line. I mean, some red rounds, dots there, connected by a thick red line. Okay, on each of the dividend, I've added two text annotations. The text at the top is the dividend value in Singapore dollar, and the text below is the dividend payout ratio in percentage. For those who are not familiar with dividend payout ratio is the ratio of the total amount of dividends payout relative to the net income of the company. Finally, I added back the earning per share as a comparison. Quickly, we can see that ThaiBev is a pretty generous company in terms of their dividend payouts. So far, since 2006, it distributed at least half of its earnings as dividend. In some occasions, it even went up even to 81%. That was in 2016. Okay, the good thing here is that even though the dividend payouts have been generally generous, they were not excessive, I think. Year over year, from 2006 to 2015, dividend increased along increase in earnings. The one that I like is that the increase in the dividend was not faster than the increase in its earnings. Okay, this in turn increased the retained earnings, which can be used for expansion. Another nice figure from this dividend payout is that in 2017, there was a spike in its earnings, but it wasn't followed by a spike in dividend payout. I take this to indicate the company's prudence in managing their finance. Furthermore, dividend cut in 2018 was also in line with 2018 earning decrease. So far, I like what I see. Now the remaining question is that, what will be the reasonable price for ThaiBev shares? Okay, to see the ThaiBev reasonable price, here I plot 4 layers of information. The first one is the share price movement since 2006, which is the easiest information to obtain. However, most of the time they don't actually correlate to the company's performance and underlying value. Okay, so the next 3 layers of information will help provide some guidance to determine its reasonable price. The second layer is the 10 times earning multiplier. Here I plot as a dashed green line. For a mature company, I will consider the share price to be cheap if it's lower than their 10 times earning multiplier or their price to earning ratio less than 10. We can see that if we consider ThaiBev as a mature company, it has never been cheap since 2006. But considering the fast growth through aggressive acquisition for the last 14 years, I would mind to categorize ThaiBev as a growth company. The third layer of information on the graph is the 15 times earning multiplier. Here I plotted as a yellow dashed line. I would consider 15 times earning multiplier to be really expensive for a mature company. But for a growing company, I won't be that strict. Price within 15 times earning multiplier for growth company is pretty reasonable for me. Finally, the 20 times earning multiplier, which I plotted here as a red dashed line. I would normally consider the share price to be really expensive if it is above the 20 times earning multiplier. I'll probably only give a second thought for some tech company, especially those that provide disruptive solutions. Okay, so we have all layers of information that we need. Now let's take a look at what's going on with ThaiBev share price. We can see that ThaiBev share price have been faithfully follow the 15 times earning multiplier. Occasionally, it hits resistance level at 20 earning multiplier. There were a few of those occasions that was in mid-2013 and late 2014. There were periods where its price exceeded 20 earnings multiplier for a longer period of time, which was throughout 2016 and between 2018 to 2019. The 15 earning multiplier seems to provide a solid price support for the last 14 years traded in SGX. Okay, on 2 rare occasions, the price hit the 10 times earning multiplier. That was in late 2008 to early 2009 and in early 2012. Considering the price swing between the two fundamental indicator of 15 and 20 times earning multiply, I'm pretty comfortable to put my limit buy at the price of 60 cents per share, which is at its 15 times earning multiply based on 2020 earnings. It might be wishful thinking to expect to get ThaiBev price at 40 cents per share, but who knows? As of 11th of June 2021, this year, when this video was prepared, ThaiBev was at 69 cents per share. Considering its price movement for the last 6 months, we can be on a lookout for further decrease, perhaps. Okay, wrap up. So, in conclusion, I like what I see, both fundamental value and the market pricing. I like the company's ability to weather through the crisis. My comfortable price for ThaiBev is 60 cents per share. Okay, in this mid or post pandemic, we are not sure where we are at the moment. Okay, basically in this investment climate, I'm quite confident in putting my bet on ThaiBev. However, we still need to remember, as in any long-term stock investment, we are putting our stake in company's future performance based on current efforts and past performance. So there still be uncertainty there. Okay, that's all my video for ThaiBev. Please subscribe to my channel. It means a lot for me. I hope my analysis is useful and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.